Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's October 30th, 2016, a Sunday. One of the top news stories today, the most recent earthquake in central Italy. As a reminder, it was August 24th, 2016 that this same region was hit with a 6.7 magnitude quake. It was just 4 days ago that this same region was hit with a 5.5 and then a 6.1 earthquake later in the day. And now here we are 4 days later, and they're reporting the same region hit with a 6.6 magnitude quake. The topic of this video is energy weapons being used to create earthquakes intentionally. And as absurd as that might sound, I truly think that is what is going on. And here is a reason why. These earthquakes have reportedly caused a lot of destruction in the region they've attacked. There's a lot of old towns, historic towns, and they have been reportedly crumbling to the ground. Massive destruction. The government of Italy is saying they're going to rebuild all of these towns just as they were. They're going to put out the cash to do it. Now understand, when governments rebuild, they take on loans from central banks. The banks who issue those loans, they make a lot of money in interest. That's why there's a lot of money in war, because there's loans for war and interest on those loans. So imagine this. All of this destroyed real estate, billions and billions of dollars to rebuild what has been destroyed. That money is going to be issued to certain companies through the government that will benefit. And what you find out worldwide is government, industry, media, they're all in bed together. They're all part of a fraternity known as Freemasonry. There's a lot of Freemasons in high places selling out the masses by the numbers. So today's earthquake, very possible intentional. As an added bonus for these earthquakes for the tyrants who rule over us, they know that a large percentage of the people of this world, especially in a place such as Italy, they are Christian and they are waiting for the return of Jesus. And in the final book of the Bible, Revelation, it says the earth will be destroyed. There will be many earthquakes before Jesus' return. A lot of people see these news stories and it gives them hope that Jesus is near. The tyrants know this. They know it keeps people pacified. They know it generates wealth for them and their buddies. It's also an opportunity to experiment. I would say these are grand experiments as well. So check this out. Using the language of gematria, which is used every day in mainstream headlines intentionally, we can reveal a lot about the reporting of today's quake. Quake strikes central Italy again. This was the top story for CNN this morning. Quake strikes central Italy again equals 121, just like Richter scale, the device used to measure earthquakes, just like Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible, the book of prophecy and destruction, which talks about earthquakes. Notice today's earthquake said to be a 6.6 magnitude, a lot like 66, Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. You should know this. There's a connection between 121 and 66. The square root of 121 is 11. 11 times 11 is 121. 11 is the master number. If you count every number up to 11, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 11, it sums to 66. Revelation 121, Revelation the 66th book. Richter scale equals 121. Guess what USGS equals that measures earthquakes, which also gave us the 6.6 magnitude today? USGS equals 66. And now this is a much larger topic that I've been educating about for more than 3 years. The Freemasons, the network worldwide that controls media, government, industry, religion, they work from the book of Revelation. They code so much of their propaganda and wrongdoing by the book of Revelation. It seems that they're trying to lead us to destroying the world, so I guess it only seems fitting that they code from the book of destruction. Richter scale, the small way, sums to 58, just like Freemasonry, just like secret society. Again, it is the Freemasons coding, making history, news by the numbers, and doing it from spiritual texts such as the Bible. They really like the book of Revelation. For one more 11 on the USGS, United States Geological Survey equals 119. All-Seeing Eye equals 119. Star of David 119. Master Plan 119. King James Bible 119. Something else interesting. Nikola Tesla said he had the technology to create earthquakes. It's reported that he accidentally caused an earthquake when he was in the United States doing his research. Nikola Tesla 119. And the name Tesla alone has Jewish gematria of 216, which is a number we're also going to talk about. 216, that's a backhanded way of getting to the number 666. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Prophecy in Jewish gematria equals 666. It's revelation that makes the number 666 infamous in Revelation 13:18. Again, Revelation 121. Let's quickly look at some Bible verses having to do with earthquakes and Revelation. Revelation 16:18. And there were flashes of lightning and sounds and peals of thunder. And there was a great earthquake, such as there had not been since man came to be upon earth. So great an earthquake was it, and so mighty. Revelation 11:13. And in that hour there was a great earthquake, and 1/10 of the city fell. 7,000 people were killed in the earthquake, and the rest were terrified and gave glory to the God of heaven. Revelation 8:5. Then the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and threw it to the earth. And there followed peals of thunder and sound and flashes of lightning and an earthquake. Revelation 6:12. I looked when he broke the 6th seal, and there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth made of hair, and the whole moon became in blood. Notice how 6:12 is 216 in reverse. The earthquake that happened August 24th, the anniversary of Pompeii, that happened at the 216th minute of the day. Again, that other number connecting to Tesla, who said he had the technology to create earthquakes. Revelation 11:19, also about earthquakes. And the temple of the God which is in heaven was opened, and the ark of his covenant appeared in his temple, and there were flashes of lightning and sounds and peals of thunder and an earthquake and a great hailstorm. So Revelation, today's headlines, the Richter scale, USGS, today's quake being a 6.6. Today's quake also came on a date with a life lesson number of 49. Revelation the small way equals 49 for one more revelation coding. They put out this image this morning very early after the earthquake was first reported of seemingly a military man and a fireman staring at this town devastated. That's what this is supposed to be a shot of from today. CNN had out this image very early. When I looked at this, what it first reminded me of was an image that CNN was fixated on August 24th from the other Italy earthquake. They put up this story about when time stood still, crushed town, pillar still standing, clock on it. They talk about how it was stopped at 3:36 in the morning. Again, 3:36, the 216th minute of the day, a number connecting to prophecy, Tesla, earthquakes. I'll link my video from August 24th where I go into greater depth about Tesla, 216, its significance. So anyway, they put out this image this morning and it looks very similar. Crushed town, pillar standing, clock on it. I suspect that this is a Photoshop. Possibly 2 men in costume looking at a green screen. This earthquake, it might have done a lot of destruction, but I think this image was put before our eyes on purpose. The word clock has gematria of 44 matching earthquake. We're talking about earthquakes by the numbers over the course of time. Show you some more about this. The reporting was that it was 6 kilometers north of Norcia. And what's so interesting about Norcia is it equals 33. When you write out 33, it sums to 66. The Bible begins with the first book, Genesis, which equals 33. It concludes with the 66th book. Here's the the prime minister saying they're going to rebuild everything. They're going to put out the money to do it. Very expensive tab. Again, destroy, rebuild, profiteer off it. Notice that they said the quake happened at 740. 740. That's a lot like the number 74, very important to the Masons. Masonic equals 74, Jewish 74, occult 74, Roman Catholicism, killing. What else it makes me think of is the word nuclear and weapon and energy. Here we're talking about, have energy weapons been used to deceive us with earthquakes? In the 47 years, the United States government had an underground nuclear weapons testing program from 1951 to 1998. Is it possible that some of those mini nukes that were used and built were taken and planted along fault lines, again, for these strategic attacks? I think it's entirely possible. I think it's very likely what is going on. On September 11th, when those buildings turned to dust, they were on the 74th meridian, which cuts through New York City. They named the site that 9/11 happened as Ground Zero. And prior to September 11th, the only definition for Ground Zero was where a nuclear or atomic bomb detonates above or below the surface of the earth. That's what Ground Zero meant, where a nuclear or atomic bomb exploded above or below. Atomic bomb equals 93. There was the 93 World Trade Center bombing. For months, they worked under the World Trade Center, supposedly fixing them. How do we know in those times they didn't plant the charges that turned those buildings to dust, bringing them collapsing to the ground? You know? I'm always educating about how the Freemasons work by these same numbers, the numbers of revelation, the number of prophecy, 74, 33. Here it all is in this story again. And how many earthquake videos have I done where it's the same thing? They're trying to tell us something, truth seeker. They're putting the truth before our eyes. With regards to the nuclear weapons underground testing program lasting 47 years, the first nuclear test was issued by the 33rd President Truman in New Mexico, the 47th state. The test was done on the 33rd parallel on a date with 33 numerology. The bomb was dropped on Hiroshima on a date with 33 numerology. The pilot, the last remaining pilot, died at age 93 from that attack. So anyway, here in the reporting, they have a witness, Curcio. They talk about how the victims were taken to this hospital, Falingo. Curcio equals 33. Interesting how the person they talked to has a 33 name. The hospital in Gematria sums to 42, like the word Freemason. Again, this is Freemasons worldwide, selling out the masses by the numbers, propaganda, manufactured earthquakes, needless wars. The word war has Gematria 42, like Freemason, like World War. History 42. History by the numbers. So they put up this graphic of all of the recent quakes. 4 days ago, there were 2 quakes, a 6.1, a 5.5. Today, a 6.6. August 24th this year, 6. Oh, well, now they're saying 6.2. That's interesting. The day they reported it, they said it was a 6.7. Have that documented in the video. 1997, the last time an earthquake, or the most recent time that they started having these earthquakes, 6.0. Then again, April 6th, 2009, a 6.3. April 6th, that's the 96th day of the year. The word Freemason, the big way 96, the small way 42. They did report that the earthquake on August 24th at first was a 6.7. From August 24th to today is 67 days. Italy equals 67. I talked about this specifically in the video I made then. Revelation with the V exception also sums to 67. Notice they say today's quake was at a depth of 6.2, and they've now changed this number to 6.2 as well. Mason alone equals 62. March 3rd, 3-3 is the 62nd day of the year. Freemasons obsessed with 33. So also interesting, today's quake comes on a Sunday. Italy, home of the Vatican, where the Jesuits are. Jesuit-like Sunday sums to 84. Special number to the gang. The Catholic Church is what made the Christian day of worship a Sunday. If you take the numbers that divide into 44, they sum to 84. We had an earthquake today. Earthquake equals 44. There's a military experimental project called HARP, which is said to have the technology to create earthquakes. HARP equals 44. Like kill, like military, again like earthquake. The divisors of 44 sum to 84. An earthquake by the numbers on a Sunday in the heart of the Jesuit order, Italy. You know, again, the land of the Vatican, Rome. You know, some of these things could be a coincidence, but not the 740 time, not these numbers coded into the headline. By the way, if you read the book of Revelation, there's a lot of mentions of 4 and 7, 4 and 7. When I first started my research, I really started to clue in after I read Revelation from start to beginning. As I read it, I thought, interesting. All this 4 and 7, the mention of Philadelphia, the original capital of America, the United States having the 4/7 birthday. That was more than 3 years ago. You know, since then, I've figured out all the rest that I now share with you. So I think we covered it all, Truth Seeker. Again, underground nuclear weapons testing program, first test in 51. The ban in 96, the last test in 98. We got to expose this knowledge, Truth Seeker. People have to see what's going on in the world. I mean, think about this. Money being wasted on manufactured earthquakes that, you know, even trace back to weapons that were created needlessly with our dollars. What if we were using all this wealth and technology to figure out how to have, you know, more organic food, cheaper, more sustainable energy? It could totally be this way. If we had higher quality food, a cleaner earth, we'd all be better off. Instead, we have mad tyrants setting off bombs to create needless destruction so that they can stay rich and in power. What's going on worldwide, Truth Seeker? Everybody needs to know this knowledge. My How to Gematria video in the description. Everybody needs to know Gematria. Then we can all see through it together at the same time with our own eyes. All right, until next time.